Here we are back at Kembla Grange for the second episode of Past the Winning Post podcast with multiple Group 1 trainer Kerry Parker.
Nice to see you, mate.
Nice to meet you, Kerry. So, I guess we'll start off with, how did you get into racing?
I suppose it was like everyone else. I was only short. Decided that I was brought up a bit with horses, so planned on being a jockey, and that was my starting point, I suppose. From there, took a long time on the pitchfork, and started riding work, and went from there.
Oh yeah, well, I thought about getting into being a jockey, but being a bit tall, I guess that'll never happen.
Yeah, well, that was the same in my era. There were you had to ride 46 or something. I think minimum was 49, and less 3 was 46, and I was always just too heavy. But I loved riding work, and enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, I like eating food too. So.
Yeah, well, so do I. That doesn't help.
Yeah. So did you have any previous experience in racing other than being a trainer, like stable hand, foreman, track rider?
Yeah. I worked through stables all the way since I was 14. Really, I worked for Errol Amos at Canterbury for a while, and then I came back to Nowra. Worked for Sid Barker down there for a few years, and then ended up at Les Bridges. I was at Les Bridges for a long time at Randwick, and then of course Dave Van Dyke, when he first moved down here to Kembla, I came down with him. Then him and I worked together at Les's, so we came down here and sort of started the venture there, really.
Okay, yeah. And how long have you been training at Kembla for?
Yeah, that's a question, isn't it? 30 odd years, we'll put it that way. I'm part of the furniture down here now.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've won multiple Group 1 races, and what's it like?
Group 1, mate, that's what you get. That's what you're here for at the end of the day, you know. Like, I'd ran a few placings in them before I actually won one. It took a long time to win one. Yeah, I'd ran a few placings in them, but to finally get, I think the first one I won was the Queensland Derby, and to finally get that under the belt was just huge. I won't say it was a relief, it was just terrific to get the job done. I had my son Aaron with me. I'd sent him to Queensland for 8 weeks prior for it, to get him ready for it, so he'd done a whole preparation up there, and to win it was very satisfying, that's for sure.
Well, it's every trainer's goal to win Group 1s.
Yes. Yeah, so no, that was absolutely thrill. Every one of them's been a thrill, but it's just it does make it a bit easier to get up the next morning. Yeah. Well, maybe the morning after.
Yeah, definitely. And what Group 1s or group races?
Well, other than, like I say, the Queensland Derby was my first one, and then with Think It Over, well, then he, blessed with him, and he won 3 official Group 1s. The George Ryder was his first one, and then he came out as an older horse and won a couple later on, as in the Queen Elizabeth, and then had 18 months off with the Bow Tendon after that, but then come back and won the 7 stakes in the Very Elegant. So that was huge to come back after a Bow Tendon and get a couple of really good results, and then retired, and now he's a happy little show horse.
Yeah, just a terrific horse.
Yeah, he was just a sensational animal.
Yeah. And so, how long have you been a trainer for?
Well,
Roughly
30 odd years.
Yeah.
Long enough to know better. It's the only thing I know, put it that way. Yeah.
And has Kembla been the only track you've trained at?
Yes. I did venture before I started training. I spent a little bit of time in Melbourne, Adelaide, and I had a few little stints to Brisbane. But Kembla's sort of been my base.
Yeah, it's good. You've got the beach and the not too far from the city, and
I think it's terrific here at Kembla. It's it takes me an hour and a bit to get to every city meeting. Which is terrific, and the facilities here and the lifestyle. We're more laid back here than being in the city. After being at Randwick for a while, riding work there and working there, it was quite a nice little change of lifestyle to move down here. And
definitely,
as you can tell, I sort of come down for 3 months, and it's been 30 years, and I'm still here. So I quite enjoy it. Yeah, I quite enjoy the Leisure Coast. It's a good place to live.
Yeah. And what advice would you have for people aspiring to be trainers or even get into the racing industry?
You've got to have a thick skin.
Yeah.
You got to have a thick skin and just work hard. Work ethic. Listen to your horses. I think it's at the end of the day, it's all about your horse. You got to keep them happy, and that's the main thing I sort of worked on all my life, was just keeping my horses in a good frame of mind. The rest will follow, you know. And I think that's probably the best thing, is don't worry about outside influences too much. Just make sure you're doing the right thing with your horse and your animals, and you'll be right.
Yeah, and the early mornings and the weather, you're always just working, getting through it.
Yeah, early mornings and weather and everything, that's just becomes part of it. Yeah, that just becomes part of it. Even them miserable sort of mornings, you might be out there getting soaked or blown away here at Kembla, but I'd still rather be standing out there in the rain or riding work in the rain than putting a suit on and going in an office all day. So no, I'd rather take my job.
And how do you deal with the stresses of being a trainer and stressful mornings? And
I suppose that's I think that's probably what makes you, is how you deal with the bad runs, because you're gonna have bad runs.
Yeah.
You know, you have lots of kicks in the butt, so to speak. You know, horses will go amiss, things will go wrong, and a lot of times it is out of your hands. You know, you've just got to deal with it, and I think that's how you deal with that side of things. Makes you appreciate every good thing you get, but it's a lot more heartache than joy, and that's where the joy makes up for it, I suppose. You just got to grind away, you know, head down, and it's what you do. And like I say, at the end of the day, I love doing what I do, so it's not as if it's a job I've got to drag myself to. You know, I walk outside and walk into my stables and happy man.
Yeah, always. And with running a stable, what are the jobs and positions usually? So there's track riders and...
Yeah, well, you've got your. I've been blessed. I've got staff that have been with me for a long time, you know, so they know our way of doing the way I like things done. And I think that's your main thing, is having good, loyal people underneath you. You know, you rely on them more than anything. You know, they've got to pick up things you miss. And they've got to be able to treat the animals well. And I think at the end of the day, you know, like you say, you've got your work riders that have got to be able to give you the feedback on how your horses are going. Your ground staff do the same thing, exactly how they are at home here all the time. And then also another set of eyes. They're going over them, they're hosing them, they're handling them every day. They've got to just keep their eyes out and keep peeled and see for change of temperaments or any cuts and injuries that they get. You know, everyone's got to be alert for you.
For sure, yeah. Well, thank you for today, and good luck in the future.
Well, mate, fingers crossed we can keep producing them.
Definitely.
Excellent.